Hello. So I was just thinking, for those of you who are either aspiring or already running your spiritual business, this last week of doing the rites that I've been doing on the Divine Essentials YouTube channel has gotten me back into the energy that I was kind of within before, which I've been in many years. And sometimes we just forget, okay? Or sometimes we lose our way. And I'm sorry for the AC, but my dog is hot. He's like when I don't have it on, so I get it on for him. But basically, this last week has been crazy with synchronicity. Every single day that I'm doing this work, I'm noticing signs in the universe that are like providing everything that I need. Like every day this week, it's been kind of crazy. I haven't told people exactly what the results are because outside energy can throw things off. People's evil eyes can mess with things. So there's two messages here. The first message is that if you're being called to do this work, the universe will provide to you the tools and everything that you need to do this work. Don't get wrapped up in like thinking you have to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars or have some crazy things to be able to do this work. You can do this work with literally just intention and trust. But when you start to do it, you're going to see the universe provide more and more things to you. The first thing that was provided to me back years ago was like a rock from the yard, but it was synchronistic. I paid attention to the signs. I had been guided to watch a video that the person that asked me to watch a video didn't even mean to watch that video. But I watched it and it changed my life because I trusted and I went with it and I listened. And the day before watching that video, there was a stone that was given to me from my dog that wasn't like a normal stone. It was round and it had like engravings on it, had metal in it. And where I lived at the time, it used to be an old reservation and an old trading post. So I knew it was significant, especially because it was from like the little dog, like the little pool area, a little fenced small spot. And I'm like, how did she even get this? Where did she get this? But she got it and gave it to me. And I had put it up and kept it. And the next day, when I was listening to that video, the woman in it was like, you're going to need a round stone. And the stone is exactly the same size as a traditional pie stone that people use within what she was doing. And that was just the very beginning of it. From then on, I was gifted so many crazy like things of all levels, of all sizes, of all price tags. And I'm still consistently doing that throughout my life. Like all of the big crystals that I have were gifted to me, and they're tools. They're just tools, but it's confirmation that I'm doing the right thing, that the universe wants me to continue to do the work that I'm doing. So when you're feeling called to do something and you're given little tokens along the way, trust it. And other things that happen throughout the day, like I've been debating the Patreon thing 3 or 4 different times today. My phone has opened the Patreon app without me trying to. Like I just went downstairs to get a drink, and when I did, I put the phone like under my arm and was holding it, and I open it up and I look and it's Patreon. And it happened to me earlier today when I went to the grocery store and stuff. Those are the signs. And when I got this, I got a huge box of gifts today that perfectly aligned with what I need for tonight, because I'm doing the final of the 7 rites over there, and I needed a red, yellow, and white candle, and these were in the box. I had a red and yellow one that was already used a little bit. Now I got all 3 that I need perfectly, and an entire box to do rituals with, which is what I was thinking about doing the Patreon for, like initially, the first level. But that's the thing. We got to pay attention to those signs. We got to be like, okay, and take action on it, not keep ignoring it, or, not taking that jump or that leap of faith, or thinking that we're not going to be able to do it, or what if nobody signs up? Because if you're in that energy, in that mindset, then nobody's going to do it. Nobody's going to sign up, and you're never going to get there. But if you just feel what you're being guided to do, or pay attention to what the universe is guiding you to do, you will get the signs and the confirmations. And there's been times that I've been doing things that I knew I shouldn't be doing anymore. And if I didn't listen, I suffered and I struggled, and it got harder rather than easier. And it's hard to live in integrity. People may not think it's that hard, but sometimes it can be when we are in a place of fear or anxiety. You want to come from your spirit and your soul and your heart. You don't want to be doing things solely for monetary value, but you also do need to be living in equal energy. Like Ani is reciprocal, healthy, balanced energy. And we don't only want that to be happening with the clients and the people that we connect with, we want that to be happening with the universe. And so if the universe is providing us these things and we're not taking opportunities that are being presented to us or shown to us or guided to us by our guides, then we're probably gonna be like, oh shit, I should have done that. And then if we are doing certain things, like when I started the twin flame readings, it was synchronistic and it was what I needed to do at that time. But when it got to a point where it was really large and too many people were viewing it, I knew I shouldn't be doing what I was doing because I was hurting people. I was letting people stay stuck. I was telling people messages that probably weren't for them. And I can't control that on my side. Like I can't control who clicks on the video and watches it. But what I can control on my side is continuing to feed into it. When I was reading people's comments of people that I could tell, like they're not dealing with a twin flame, they're never going to see that person again, but deep down in their soul they think they are, and I'm feeding that energy. That's not a good look. That's not a good thing. It doesn't matter how much money we're making from doing that type of stuff. We need to be like, okay, nope. Like, and if we don't, the universe will probably slap us or do something to us to make it so that we don't. 555. So basically my whole thing is follow your heart, ask spirit to guide you and let you know what you're supposed to be doing, and try to start trusting, because the universe will provide everything that you need and show you the way if you allow it to. And also protect yourself, because when you start to shine and when you start to show up and you start to see these things fall into place, there will be people out there that get triggered by it because that's not happening for them. They will hate you just by default. It's like they may not even know you, but they don't like the fact that you're being blessed or that you're following your heart or that you're joyful, you're happy, that you're inspired. Last night when I was doing the reading or the part for the sixth rite, when I was doing the information part of it, just like explaining what this rite is all about, I had a fly hit me in the face, and that's a monitoring spirit. And it's like, ugh. And it really like made me ick, right? And then after I went to do the rite, which I do separately and I charge $10 for, which is something you can do too. Like if you have something of value that you want to give to people, you can record it once, package it up and put it somewhere with a low ticket offer that people can purchase again and again. But I went to record that, and in like the first 5 times, something kept happening to mess things up. I burnt another hole in my little tablecloth here, which luckily I have like 4 of, but lots of things were messing up and like little distractions. I had to stop 4 times. And then on the 5th time that I started, I got through calling in the directions and opening sacred space, and I was going to the Mother Earth one. My fucking camera turned itself off, and I was like, and this is 5 takes in, so I just picked up again and started going and like edited the video a little bit so that it made sense. And yeah, it was a lot. And that whole video like disappeared. Those first 5 minutes of that video just disappeared. They were no longer in my, I'm like, I know I was recording. How did this go off and where did that go? But I knew intuitively inside of me that it was outside energy, that it was like that monitoring spirit, like somebody being pissed off or just whatever. And I'm not like that. I don't expect that all the time. I don't harp on this type of stuff, but I've seen it enough to know, and I've had it happen enough to know, even in my life, where it's like people will come up and they love me and they're like, oh my God, and they want to be my best friend. And then over time, sometimes they get triggered, or I feel like there's reasons for that. Sometimes people get triggered at the fact that you're not fake, that you're not pretending, that like your entire fucking existence is synchronistic and all of these things are happening for you. And sometimes they get triggered because they come in and they try to like leech on that energy and it doesn't work for them. Like they want to like absorb some of what you're doing or copycat what you're doing. And I know many people in the community fucking deal with this. I had someone that I talked to not too long ago. She had someone specifically say to her, oh, I just came to see what you're doing so I can take it, so that I could take this offering that you're offering and make it mine. And it's like we can expect that in our community. We're all going to be kind of like if you're doing oracle readings and I'm doing oracle readings, like, yeah, we're all doing oracle readings, but the way that you read your cards, the types of cards, those are probably going to be a little bit different, and your energy is different, and who you vibe with is different, what your beliefs are different, so you're going to attract in the people that align with that. And that's why some people who come at it in that way of like, I'm just going to Mickey Mouse and copycat everything that you've done, they don't get the same results because they're not authentic in it. they don't truly believe that way. They're just feeding off of what you're feeding them. And that's another reason why haters will stick around and watch you and hate you, because they're gaining information and wisdom. They like what you're doing. They just don't like the fact that you're the one that's benefiting from it. So they continue to send that hate energy, which we can feel and we can see show up. So like, monitoring spirits show up in the form of flies or different types of bugs that are just like sitting there, and they act weird too. And it's like, I pay attention. I have a fucking relationship with the animal kingdom. I used to be afraid, deathly afraid of like spiders and stuff, but when I did the Monet Key, that changed my whole perspective. I would then like take them out of the sink so that they don't die when I'm brushing my teeth and stuff. Like I've really shifted my relationship with animals, and animals respond to me differently. For the past 3 days, I've saved several different types. Like I saved 2 butterflies and a dragonfly, and 2 of those, the dragonfly and one of the butterflies, stayed with me. After they were outside, they could have left, but they stayed on my finger to hang out. And that's happened with birds. They stay with me. They talk to me. They communicate with me on a different level. And it's like that energy is something that I've spent time building up, and it's not something other people can just duplicate. But if they want to build those types of things in their life, they need to follow the synchronicity, and they need to follow their own heart, and they need to listen to the universe and their guides who are trying to show them the way. But if they're too busy looking at others, they're never going to find the way. So follow your heart. Do what you're being guided to do. Trust that the universe will provide everything that you need, and it will. Believe me, I've been seeing that every day this week. It's like, holy crap. And then do it with integrity. Make things your own, and don't be afraid to shine your light and protect yourself from those out there who don't like you, or who get triggered at your existence, or even try to take you down a notch. And they may not do this consciously either. Not everybody out there is hating consciously, but people who are in a lower vibration or a lower perspective or a lower whatever, their way of looking at stuff when they say it to you can drop you down and make you go to a place that you weren't vibing at. And it can take away some of that magic around you. Like if somebody starts projecting their own fears onto you, it can make you start to manifest from a place of fear that you don't want to be manifesting from and that you weren't previously doing. But because they wanted to see it in that way and they say it to you, it can harm you. So protect yourself in many ways. Keep reminding yourself that you don't have to live in fear. You don't have to live in lack. You don't have to live in doubt. You are worthy just as you are. You are guided in every moment. Spirit is all around you. It's not difficult to do this work per se. It's just difficult to not let others snare you within a lower frequency, or hinder you from wanting to shine as brightly as you can, or even your own fears and doubts to hinder you from shining as brightly as you can. Sometimes you get lost on the way, and we got to keep bringing ourselves back and reminding ourselves of all that we are capable and all that we've already done. And like the very fine chance, very, very minute, even little tiny amount of chance that you would ever have been born should show you that you are a miracle and that you have something to offer. And you have to believe that, and then try to put it out there in the best way that you can, So yeah, I wanted to share that with people. I'm going to go do my little rite now, but Imune Namaste.